We must be that city on the hill, the city on the hill, that city that is lighting up a dark town, a dark village. Have you ever rolled through somewhere like Chattanooga, Tennessee, once you're leaving or entering, um, or any other city that has hills and mountains? And when it's dark outside and you're driving and you just see in the background on the mountains, no matter how dark it is, you just see those houses with lights. And I always thought that was pretty cool. It was a nice thing to see. Okay. Um, we're living in some dark times right now, but we must be the light. We have darker times that are coming, but we must be the light. Because of COVID or economic collapse or various other things that, you know, we see that is happening, we are not supposed to stop being the light. We are not supposed to get caught up with our own lives, worrying, anxiety. I need to do this, I need to do that, and panicking and, worrying about all these different things to the point where now you're not even being a light anymore. Because that is when the light will need to really shine. But this is why he said, those who seek to save their life shall lose it, and those who lose their life shall find it. Because in that time, many people are going to forget the duty that the Most High put in place. But we must not forget, no matter the outcome or the circumstances. And we read in Luke chapter 12, verse 37 to 48, it says, Blessed are those servants whom the Lord, when he comes, shall find watching. Verily I say unto you, that he shall gird himself and make them to sit down to meat, and will come forth and serve them. And if he shall come in the second watch, or come in the third watch, and find them so, blessed are those servants. And this know, that if the good man of the house had known what hour the thief would come, he would have watched, and not have suffered his house to be broken through. Be ye therefore ready also, for the Son of Man cometh at an hour when you think not. Then Peter said unto him, Master, speak thou this parable unto us, or even to all? And the master said, Who then is that faithful and wise steward, whom his Lord shall make ruler over his household, to give them their portion of meat in due season? Blessed is that servant, whom his Lord, when he comes, shall find so doing. Of a truth I say unto you, that he will make him ruler over all that he has. See that? He said, when I come back, I want to see you doing the purpose, living the purpose, working the purpose that I have outlined for you. I don't want to see you just drinking and eating, slouching. You just forgot all about it because of this disaster or because things got back to quote unquote normal, right? No, I want to see you still doing the same thing when I return. Okay, I don't want to see you just now all of a sudden you just hid somewhere and you're scared to talk. No, 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 no. I want to see you doing the same thing. Okay? And it says, verse 45, but if that servant say in his heart, my Lord delay is coming and shall begin to beat the men servants and maidens and to eat and drink and be drunken, the Lord of that servant will come in a day when he look not for him, and at an hour when he is not aware, and will cut him in sunder, and will appoint him his portion with the unbelievers. And that servant which knew his master's will and prepared not himself. I want to touch back on 46. He said that, well, 45. He said when he come and if he see you eating and drinking, right? This is not to say that eating and drinking, of course, it's not wrong. We got to do that. That's how our bodies survive, right? But what he is saying is that you have lost focus of the will of Yah, and you're just living a regular life now. See, people that are not following the will and purpose of Yah, they are pretty much essentially in their mind believe that they are living for the sole purpose, the only purpose of eating, drinking, and obtaining material things. No matter how much money they have or how much money they don't have, if they're not following the will and purpose that the Most High have for their life, they're essentially just living to eat, sleep, and gain material things. And that's not what it's about. That's a portion of your life, but that's not. We were all born with a purpose. Okay, so this is what he's talking about. But then when we read verse 47, let's get back to that. And said, "And that servant which knew his master's will and prepared not himself, neither did according to his will." Look, there it go. See that? He explained it right here. He said, "And that servant which knew his lord's or master's will and prepared not himself, neither did according to his will, shall be beaten with many stripes, because you knew." You knew. Okay? So he said, look, if you knew the master's will, you knew the Most High's will, you knew Father Yah's will for your life, and you did nothing about it, you didn't even seek, you didn't even try to live it, you will be beaten with many stripes. Right? But it said, but he that knew not and did commit things worthy of stripes shall be beaten with few stripes. Okay? Because you got people out here that they're just aimlessly just living life, right? They just aimlessly living life, and it's just like, I'm working, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Many people that's just doing that, right? They're not even really concerned about the purpose the Most High have for them. They just fine with, making their money, eating and drinking and gaining material things, right? But then you have some people who they know that they're supposed to be doing something different. They feel it deep within their souls. It's like it hunts them, right? They know it's a bigger purpose for their life than what they're doing, but they do nothing about it, right? Or some people may actually know the Most High may reveal to them and they still not doing nothing about it. You'll be beaten with many stripes. So we got to take heed to that, and we got to live this thing out no matter what it is, no matter what's going on, the circumstances. We have to live it out, okay? And I believe it to be a joyful thing to live out the will and the purpose that the Most High have for your life, to use the gifts and talents and skills that He bless you with to glorify Him, right? To glorify Him. Many of us, we have a small way of thinking. We limit ourselves. We just like, hey man, I just want this job right here. But the Most High, like, I have something bigger for you, right? But we limit ourselves and we doubt, right? But it says, for unto whomsoever much is given, of him shall be much required. See? So I gave you a lot to work with. I gave you these skills, these talents, these resources, right? So it's more required of you. And to whom men have committed much, of him they will ask the more. See? So we have to live the Most High's will, purpose for our lives, and not be distracted by all these things that we see. But instead, we have to be the light of the world, right? Um, we have to be. Let's read Matthew chapter 5, verses 14 to 16. He says, "You are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid." See, so we cannot hide that light. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid. We need to let that light shine amongst everyone, right? Verse 15 says, "Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bush, but on a candlestick, and it give light unto all that are in the house. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven." That they may see your good works, right? If the Most High gave you a gift of singing, why are you not using that gift of singing, right? You're too concerned with all these other things. Use that gift of singing. Use that gift that you have with music. Use that gift that you have with art. Use that gift that you have. Some people have a gift of knowing how to manage resources very well and obtain money and different other forms of property and resource. I have met people like that, right? You can do things with that gift, okay? A gift of media, uh, photography, videography. It's endless. Teaching, preaching. Some people are meant to be pastors, right? Healers, prophesy, okay? Prophecy, speaking in tongues, speaking different languages, right? It's so many gifts and talents. It's like endless. There's so many, okay? But you got to use it. You got to pray to the Father to find out what it is, right? A lot of times it could be something that's right up under our nose. You have this gift of music. Like I said, you sing very well, instruments or whatever, right? but you just constantly keep throwing it to the side because you're like, well, I got to eat and pay my bills. Okay, once you get off of work, go and pursue that. Master it. Okay, get better at it. Let it shine before everyone. Okay, don't let this stuff distract us because we will have a lot of regrets in the end. All right, so I hope you got something from this. All praise to the Most High. Hallelujah.